Hello, hello, hello. So now we're live. Welcome to the Hello Noisy World podcast right here. Noisy World. So just really quickly, the premise behind this is it's a noisy world and I'm interested in everything. And I also know that John is also interested in everything. And lately, we have been talking quite a bit about cryptocurrency, trading cryptocurrency, and things of that nature. Me, I don't have that much experience. However, John has more experience than I. So this is an attempt at doing some interesting things. So how are you, John?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that we're continuing to discuss some things that are interesting right now, some things that are trending. So it's particularly in the crypto sphere. So I'm excited.
Good. So in our conversations that we've been having, I mean, for just getting to this point, just doing the episode 1, it's been a long time coming, and there's a lot to talk about today. So as you know, I got involved in this Doge fiasco today, last night. And again, I don't know anything about this stuff, you know what I mean? So last night, on the internet and whatnot, and it just pops up on my radar. I look at it, I take a look at it. I have very basic technical analysis skill, but I was like, all right now is a good time to buy. You know, let's try it out. Now I'm not going in crazy, so I threw $100. Wanted to taste it, wanted to figure out what's going on. You know, I wanted to get skin in the game, so to speak. And I am very interested in volatility. It makes me believe that when there's volatility, that just someone that doesn't know what they're doing can make some gains. And this I think is a good way to document not knowing much, and hopefully 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, we turn $100 into to the moon, baby. So I know that you have positions, and we'll go over that. So what's popping?
Yeah. So it's I'll tell you a little bit about my journey. The last time the cryptocurrency market blew up was about 4 years ago, I believe. Yep. And that's when I got into it at that time. Before then, my only experience was in 2011. I started trading the regular stock market. I only had maybe $2,000 or $3,000, but it was something that I really got into. The fact that these, you can look into these companies, you can read things about them, and kind of do your research. So, several years later, and I believe, 2017, late 2017 is when I got into cryptocurrency. I downloaded Reddit on my phone and started following all the noise out there about what's going on in the crypto sphere. And you just learned a lot. Most of what I learned initially was from Reddit, ETH Trader. Still, I think it's probably the second most popular crypto related thread. And I just, at that time, Ethereum had just popped. So it quickly became my favorite coin. I was more of a future thinker in terms of the technology, the research I had done on the Ethereum blockchain, as well as the ERC20 tokens and all the other, it kind of led into all the other altcoins. And I wish I would have been more Bitcoin central. Here we are years later, and that's the one that's proven to be pretty damn dominant, over 60% of the whole market cap. And so this is where we are today. This is another altcoin pump. Part of what happened years ago that ended that bull run was the money flowed out of the altcoins very quickly and was reserved into the price of Bitcoin. And then we all know Bitcoin didn't break 20 and it stayed around 10 for a couple of years or so. So we're in another bull run right now. That's why I'm getting back into it. A lot of my friends are getting interested. I had very few friends, 4 or 5 years ago that got into cryptocurrency. And now I'm hearing more and more noise, more and more interest involved. And so that's where we are today. I opened an account about 16, 17 days ago, and initially funded it with around 500. Then I put a couple hundred more. And then 3 days ago, I put another 200 in. So I have, I'll go ahead and share my screen and we'll go from there.
Starting stack.
Yeah, it's $1,000 is what it was for most of the last 2 weeks. It was only $750, but I do have $1,000 invested into this trading stack. You can do the same thing. You can learn just as much with $100. You honestly can. So, definitely do what's comfortable for, what makes you sleep good at night.
Of course. I mean, and full disclaimer too, is we're not financial experts. We're just two dudes just trying to figure it out here and have a little fun doing it and maybe learn something. And that's really what it is. I mean, we don't claim to be experts. I mean, I'll tell you straight up, I'm probably like level 1, if that's the place to start. I'm like level 1, maybe level 2. Like I understand charts a little bit. Like I understand resistance and I understand support. Back in the days of I've had interest in this pretty much my entire adult life, but I never really put hands on it. And that's what this is right now. Let me ask you a question, John. With this, so last night when I was having a conversation with you on the phone and I was telling you about Doge and I was like, okay, this thing is going, something's going, I don't know. And of course I picked it up basically in the noise, in the very noisy noise. So I go to sleep and I wake up and I realize that after I bought in at 3 cents and 9 tenths. So 3.39. So we'll call it 3 cents, almost 4 cents.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was maybe 3.8, my average position. It's on Robinhood. Maybe we'll pull it up. To my benefit, what ended up happening is I go to sleep. I wake up.
I'll go ahead and hold that thought. I'll go ahead and pull it up while you talk about it. I'll kind of pull it up.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's give it a run for the money.
I come to find out that Elon Musk, he ended up saying something about Doge because he does that every once in a while. And obviously he's trolling or whatever, but it made the markets move. And I don't know if something triggered him to say something or what's going on. But what I do know is that there was a lot of activity on Doge today. I was very, very active in watching it, and I liked what I saw. So what the moral of the story is I got in at like a little bit under 4 cents. I got out. My average getting out, because I'm not one of the to the moon guys. Remember, like this is day one. I'm not going to be diamond hands and all this stuff.
All this crazy stuff.
Call me paper hands all you want, man. That's fine, man. I don't know anything. I'm a slug. So
you got in right about here, right about this point, probably just a few days ago.
No, I got in, dude. I told you I got in last night. I got in last night at 3.9, and I got out. My average get out was at 5.2, so I would call that at the top of in the past couple days.
Yeah, so you got in right. Yeah, last night would have been right around here. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good pop. The 20, it's up. It's up 27.9% in the last 24 hours. The volume is up 321%. So I'm not against. I know what you're thinking is I just bashed you so bad. Look, I've made money on the pump and dumps, and I've lost money on the pump and dumps. Right. And I will say that, I will say that as I go back here, I will say that it's just something that doesn't interest me anymore. Like I said, in the past, I've won on pump and dumps, and I've lost on pump and dumps. And there's been all types of scams around cryptocurrency. I've never got scammed, but I did buy into coins that I thought were reputable projects that a few years later get abandoned, and then you lose a few $100. It's worth absolutely nothing. So the Dogecoin pump this time is fueled by the media. It's all these new people coming into cryptocurrency. And here's how I can tell you. Let me go back to my window. I'll show you that the market cap is $6 billion for a coin that really has no technology. Their white paper was created as a joke. Yeah. And here we are years later. In terms of the history, so we'll go back to what happened in the last day. You've done pretty good on it. All-time chart will show that it's typically had very little value from the moment it was created back in 2013 up until mid 2017. It never went anywhere. So you can see the history. There's been a pump and dump before of Dogecoin, and so this one is pretty significant. The fact that it's at its all-time high, It's almost 5 cents. We'll see where it goes. I'm not comfortable buying it. And if I were to buy, I would probably only buy $50 worth. But I'm not. I'm not an expert.
I did it to just be a part of what was going on, and I can't even recall like what made me get into it. I think what ended up happening is I saw somewhere that it became available on Robinhood. And as you know, I have a Robinhood account, which is mostly fueled by the free trade, like the free stock that you get.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the thing on my Robinhood, because really I'm not, I haven't been active. I signed up for Robinhood sometime last year. I referred a few people, like people that I know, friends and family, and we got free stock and just kind of have it in there. I'm sure this story goes the same for a lot of people out there. And, but the thing is markets in general, whether it's the stock market or the cryptocurrency market or, John, you and I, we know each other from, the building materials market, and we're constantly talking about markets. And all of that stuff was always very interesting to me. And I have a firm belief that if I was to put a little bit of work and I guess invest in myself and to try to understand what's going on and put my hands on it, that I would eventually end up actually learning something and maybe actually getting pretty good at it. But who knows? I mean, we all know that sometimes it's a gamble.
In day trading. I agree. And in day trading, a lot of people get started in the traditional, stock market, which is fine. I think it's easier to learn how to day trade with cryptocurrency because it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's always open. So, when you have the time to dabble with it and spend 30, 40 minutes making a few trades, it's easy to do. You can do it on your phone. Most of the trades I've done in my history of crypto is on my phone. I'm not a fan of the newest Coinbase Pro app. I think it used to be simpler. I do like the new Coinbase Pro website. So let's get started. Let's go into some of the objectives of this today's podcast. And last night, what I did, I started to liquidate my positions. I'm up about $100 from last night. And I had 5 or 6 coins. And so what I've done between last night and now is I've liquidated a few coins. I sold a little bit of my OMG. My ZRX is doing incredibly well. It's the hottest coin right now. It's even hotter than Doge. 72%, but I did liquidate some of that position, I cost myself about $70, $80 by slowly selling ZRX, but it's okay. Now I have the funds. You can see here, I still have a little bit of Ether, and then I have $700. So my goal is to always keep around 5 coins. At this point, I only have 3. Yep. I'm probably going to hold to Ether. Right now, I'm down. I bought it around 1680, 1690, and it's down a little bit. So my goal is to always make at least 3% on a trade. If something goes south and you still make 3%, then so I'll hang on to Ether a little bit longer, and I'm not going to close any more of my positions on OMG or ZRX. So this is a pretty good. About half of my holdings right now is in cash. So let's pick 2 coins. I have a couple.
Run your strategy. Run your thought process. What's going on?
The first thing I like to look at. Is what coins have done in the last 24 hours. Okay. And sometimes you don't get the best information from the trading platform. So here, you can scroll down and see the numbers. But one of the things I like to do is look at the entire market. And that's why I really like CoinMarketCap. You just go to the main page here. You can see Bitcoin the other day was 62.2%, and now it's down. So the money is still coming. New money is still coming into the cryptosphere, but it's clearly flowing into altcoins and deflating Bitcoin just a bit. The fact that Bitcoin is still up 8% in the last 7 days, it's only down 2% in the last 24 hours. That's a really strong sign. This just lets you know that more new money is coming into the market, and the new money is primarily buying altcoins right now. So
trying to catch those gains, trying to capture
those gains. And I've been criticized before by some of my friends and colleagues that will say, well, why don't you want to make more? Why do you only want to make 7, 8, 10% on a coin? And the reason being is if you can make 3 or 4 trades a day and you're making 7 to 10% on each trade, you're compounding your gains faster. at a faster rate. There are times where it hurts you not to hold, as you can see with ZRX and OMG. I probably shouldn't have started to close those positions.
Yeah.
But it probably, you could say I lost a little bit of opportunity there. But
yeah, but it happens,
this gives me the ability to move forward and try to pick the next coin that's going to go from 3% up to 15 or 10. Okay. And that's my strategy. So what I'm going to look at in the last 24 hours, I want to look at a coin that's just started to go up. I'm typically not interested in coins that are already up 58%, 28%. Of course. Because they may not have as much room to run. Mm-hmm. But one thing you can also keep in mind is you want to look at the chart too. This 7-day chart, although it's very basic, it can help you identify one that's really popped. Mm-hmm. One that I like just using this strategy is a 25th ranked coin. Don't look at the cost per coin. Yeah, sure. Look at where it's at. So it's already up 23%. It's a top 25 coin. Let's take a look at the markets and see where to get it. It is on Coinbase Pro, so that's good for me. And let's look at the chart. Let's go over here and take a gander. Maker. All right, so it's really I really like this formation. What I'm seeing here, it kind of looks like an upward triangle, maybe a flag. I really like how it quickly went from 1900 up to 2000, over 2000 where it's at now, and it's kind of held the line pretty good here. So the 15-minute chart is going to show basically the last 24 hours roughly, and within the last 24 hours, I really like how the bands are tightening. There's something you can do called Bollinger Bands, and this will show you when it's one of the best indicators when the Bollinger Bands tighten that it's about to break out.
So it's consolidating, right? I mean, look, I'm basic, and I can kind of understand. I can kind of pick up what you're saying. You know what I mean? I'm super basic, but I get it. Now, let me ask you this. We'll get to this later, but since we're talking about trading, you use Coinbase Pro. I have Coinbase as well, and I got the through the Coinbase Earn or whatnot. This I actually have holdings in for free. Wow. I think from December 27th when I signed up for Coinbase, I actually have Maker by doing one of the tutorial things, and you end up answer quiz questions and they give you free crypto. And this one was on Maker. I wouldn't be able to tell you what Maker is, but that day I would have been able to tell you what Maker is. But yeah, I do have holdings in this. Now, we'll get into this later because I know that there's so many exchanges, but there's got to be a way to figure out which one is for you. And we'll touch on this later, but for me, I want to be able to have as much availability as possible, because I recall as you were looking at this, you one of the things that you looked at was, okay, this is on Coinbase Pro, so it's good for me available. Sometimes there's noise where you hear about even this Doge and it's not available on Coinbase Pro, or it's not available on, whatever it is. So I'd like to get into that later as well, but go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, so let's go back to I originally, I have around $700 to buy. We want to buy 2 coins. That's the goal. So I really like Maker. It's probably top on my list. But let's take another gander and see what's out there, see what's going on in this crazy, noisy world here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Nuts.
We'll go back down. Nuts. What I really try to do is find a coin that's moderate, that's already up maybe 2 to 5% that I believe in. I already hold OMG. I'm a huge fan of that. It's up 37%. But I just shortened my position on that in the last couple of days. So I'm not going to do anything there yet. I already have some Verge in another one of my accounts. I'm not going to get more Verge coin and not be able to track it properly. Yeah. So we're going through here, 4%. I'm very familiar with BAT. I know that's a really good coin. It's related to advertising, and it has some pretty cool methodology behind their white paper. Yeah. So let's take a quick look at BAT, Basic Attention Coin. First thing I always do, where can I trade it? And you can see here, it is on Coinbase Pro.
So let's take a look. Comes up a lot.
Binance, I guess it's became the #1 exchange. I've always used Coinbase, Coinbase Pro, and Bitrex. Those were my two favorites, but I've had all types of wallets and exchanges over the years. At one point, I was using Ether Delta, which is like a weird extension in your Chrome browser, and it's extremely complicated. With gas, the way you have to keep you have to look at your gas pricing to send transactions for that are ERC20 transactions. And it was just really complicated. I don't recommend anyone learning anything that way. Yeah, but that's where you had to go if you wanted to buy Fuckcoin. So that's why I was there. Batcoin, let's go to the 15-minute chart. It's looking pretty good. You will see that it's kind of went down a little bit. It's consolidated a little bit. So looking out at the long term, it may have bottomed out here. But let's look at a little bit more history. It still is. It's the 71 ranked coin, so it looks like it's just lost some of its luster. Let's look at some of the pricing on it. See what's going on here. So all time, you can see it's had some really good heydays. At one point, it was up over 80 cents. This would have been a great coin to swing trade over the last few years. This is one of the you could have made millions swing trading this. This is really ripe, really ripe. So
that's my kind of party right now.
Yeah. So I'm going to remove some of the things. I always like to just focus on the price, the market cap, and that it's in the ratio against Bitcoin. It's just not as important to me. It's a little extra. The last month, it's actually done pretty well. So you can see that sometimes you can't just look at a chart, a one-day chart. These generic charts in here are limited. It doesn't go back 3 months. I always want to focus on what's going on, the last 3 months
over time.
It's clear that this may be a good investment. This may be, not only do I think it's going to go up, it's only up 3.2% in the last 24 hours. And the volume is up equal with it. So it looks like the majority of the money moving around is in the positive direction. I really like that too. So for the purpose of what we're doing here, I'm not going to look around anymore. I think I have the two that I want. But let's take another quick look and just confirm that. If we want to get a third coin and try to do a quick short sale, one thing you can do is you can buy it if it's already up 20 or 30, 40% in the last hour, and then just try to make a quick 5%. You go ahead and put your limit order in. And so that's something you can do to compound. For the purpose of this experience, we'll do that with compound.
I actually have compound as well on, Coinbase, the Coinbase Earn for free.
Looks really good. It's been trending in the right direction. Let's check the last 5-minute chart. It's kind of up and down, not perfect. But I think I can make easy 5% on this. So we'll go to buy. We'll do limit. I got 713. This coin's 475. So let's see. I'll do $150. That's 0.31 coins. We'll go here. We want to buy 0.31 comp. We're going to buy it right on the line. Boom. It's almost filled already. So the fee is minimal. Looks like it's going to be maybe 20 cents fee, 74 cents fee.
Tell me what's happening here. I think it just cleared.
Yeah, it just cleared. Okay. So now I have 0.131 comp. You can see it here.
So
sometimes you got to refresh this, but let's see. Compound, it's up 23.3. I just want to get 5% on it. Let's go for. I spent $150 on it. So let's go. Let's try to make let's try to make $15. $15. So no, it would have to go up 20% for that. For the purpose of this, we're just going to try to make 7.5%. So let's go into comp. Let's see here. Go back, look at our order history. You just bought it a few seconds ago. I bought and sold this a few days ago too. And so I bought it at 336, sold it at 351. So I've already swing traded this one before.
Yeah.
I just bought it 478.51.
So, I mean, for somebody that doesn't necessarily want to swing trade it, I mean, look, you could have held it. And
so for I'm going to sell all of it for. I'm going to try to get 515. That's what I'm going to try to get for it. We'll go ahead and put in a limit order. I can cancel this order tomorrow. We'll sell all the comp, and we want to get 515. That's what we want to get.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and We'll leave this out there. If it fills overnight, that's great. That would be great. Otherwise, we move on. We'll make $10. I think we'll make an easy $10 there, and we're only tied up $150.
Right.
All right. So let's. I was eyeing this coin earlier. I'm not familiar with it. It's AAVE. I'm not even sure.
It was on fire today. Also,
it was on fire.
UMA was on fire today.
Yeah. So there were some really hot ones in there. I know that Todd follows the Reddit boards, and he loves the pump and dumps.
I'm just learning, man. What I'm doing,
I'm up 50. Well, I'm up 51% in the last 16, 17 days. So I like my strategy too. Yeah, yes, you can just buy a hot coin and ride it up 200%, and a lot of people make their money that way. But I prefer to hit singles and doubles. If you swing for home runs all the time, you're going to strike out a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I've learned in the decade or so of being a trader.
Well, you got to take profits, right? I mean, you're not going to take losses until you take money out. You're not going to take profits until you take money out. You know what I mean? All this to the moon stuff is super interesting to me, but because when, if you have 100 people talking about it's going to hit, it's going to go to the moon, there's 2 of them that they got in at a penny. They've been holding it forever. They got a bazillion of them. You know what I mean? They got
Yeah, and look at this coin. We'll call it AVE. We'll just call it AVE. That's kind of what it looks like. I really like this chart. The 1 hour chart, the 6 hour chart. This looks really, really hot. Let's go all the way out to the day. So the coin is new. It was launched. It's already the 14th ranked coin in the marketplace. So I think, and it is up 21%, but I think we can make 10% easy on this one. And I'll use half of my stack. So let's do this. We're at, this is the one I really, really like. We're at 487. We'll do $300. Is about 0.62. We'll buy 0.62, 625. We're going to buy. Here's the spread. You click the closest price. That way you're right on the line. And hopefully that will fill very soon. So let's see. I mean, I was up basically $100 today already. And so the goal is if we can make another $100 tomorrow, that would be incredible. That just closed. So let's look at our positions. I hate how this doesn't refresh. There's a glitch in the website, but I'm not going to quit using it. Yeah, I'll give them a few weeks. Hopefully they can get that fixed. I don't always remember the symbols, so I like to see the names. So now this is my biggest holding, a little bit over $300. I still have my OMG, my ZRX, and I still have my Ether. We made a little play with Compound. I already have a limit order that hopefully will hit overnight. So let's see. We need one more coin. I think the other one was, what was the other one I really liked? Was it Maker?
Yeah. Maker.
So let's pull that up. Let's take another gander at this one. This is another one where I just really love this chart. I mean, doesn't it look great? The bands are tightening. It's right on. It just looks ripe to pop. It's kind of, there's a little bit of resistance here at 2236. We're at 2232. So we're betting that it breaks through that. The downside would be 2161. But we want it to struggle a little bit right when we get in. We don't want to buy 2240. If we can get it 2230, that's kind of where we want to be. But for the purpose of this experiment, we're going to go ahead and put in the order and close it out. So I'm going to use the balance of my money, 258. So we'll buy, limit. You collect your price, then you hit max out. So you spend all your US dollars. It goes in the chain. Unfortunately, it's just going up. I just said we didn't want to pay 2240, but we also don't want to miss out on the opportunity. So what I'll do is I'll go in and cancel that one, and we'll do it again. We'll click right on the line, max. See if it fills. It looks like it filled almost instantly. So we paid a little bit more than we wanted to, but for the purpose of this this process here, it still hasn't completely closed. There's a little bit open, just a very small fraction.
Right.
And, so we won't worry about that. That will close or it will be refunded to my account. It's probably not even but 2 pennies. So we'll move on. So here we are. We're back at 1525. We're up about $100 since last night. Obviously, that swings and changes all the time.
Yeah,
we've created some new positions. We're in AVE. Coin, Maker are the new ones. And then we did a small quick bet on Compound where we're hoping to get, $10 out of that. Yep. There's already a limit in there. And we'll see. We'll let it play out for another day. Hopefully we'll be back on tomorrow night. I'll kick it over to Todd and let him finish up with some of the things he wants to talk about. We are going to get, just a preview, we are going to get in the next few days, we are going to get into using a more advanced exchange. This is actually a BitREX account that I hold for my brother. And he has about $300 in there. So I won't do any trades yet on his account. And I don't want to show my account on video. So we'll log into his. I have reasons for that, obviously.
Yeah.
But BitREX, just to preview, it is a much more complicated exchange, but there's a lot better technical analysis. Mm-hmm. It's real exciting. This is Dogecoin. You can zoom in, you can get really precise, and then you can also just go to like a 3-month window, the last month, 5 year. So it's a much better system. There's a lot of coins that are not on here. So I prefer to use Coinbase Pro now that they have so many good coins. And the advantage of using Coinbase Pro is also that you got to realize there's so much new money coming into the market that most of the new money goes to the most popular exchange, which is Coinbase Pro. Your experts are kind of going to Binance. So BitREX is not quite as strong as it used to be, but I've trusted it. I've had it at one point. I've had a lot of money in there, in that account at one point. And so I know that they're trustworthy, and I've used it for about 4 years.
No, that was back in the last.
That was back in the heyday. That was back in the heyday when, and we'll go back and look at that real quick. Let's see. Sometimes I get my dates mixed up. It's been so many years, and there's been 2 or 3 really good bull runs in history. We'll go out to the 5-year chart on Bitcoin.
Yeah,
and so you can see that when it really popped before, when it almost broke above 20, that was in mid-December 2017. So really a little bit over 3 years ago. This is the best way to look at what's going on with cryptocurrency. For years, it went up steadily, but it really popped in late 2017. Leveled out. There's some really good buying opportunities in here that we all should have probably taken advantage of. And then now you can see that it briefly past 40,000.
I mean, it's on fire. It's on fire. Now, I mean, there's a couple reasons for that. There's probably a lot more commercial positions. We hear in the news where there's banks are getting involved in things of that nature, which creates a little bit, I guess, of stability or maybe even more volatility. Who knows? But I appreciate you kind of doing that, because now we actually have a record. Now we're sitting here at 1516. What day is it today? It's the 4th. It's the 4th.
It's February 4th. And also one thing that I just realized that I've been trying to do is I try to keep my investments even. We do have Compound. We're trying to make a quick $10 there. And it looks like that we're going in the right direction. But I only have 5 coins, and they're all pretty equal. As far as dollar amount, but they're roughly $250. And you don't want. It's good to be balanced, because if OMG, I got $294 of OMG right now, but if it skyrockets another 10-20%, I still have some that I can sell. You never want, if you really believe in a coin, I wouldn't liquidate your whole position just to make 10 or 20%. If you really like a coin, sell. I use a 25% rule. If I know I want to shorten my position and start to pull out of a coin a little bit, I would sell at least 25, never more than half. A coin like OMG and CRX, I really believe in those. I will probably keep those in my portfolio, not just because they're winning right now, but I think those are really good projects that is going to have staying power. So we'll see. We got Ave. We got $300 of Ave and Maker, and then a little small play. It's 1519. Hopefully we can be around 1650 tomorrow on our total there. So that's all I got for my little experiment. I'll kick it back to Todd, and we'll go from there. Boom.
Cool. Man, that was a lot of info in a short amount of time. That was a speed round.
So I think we'll get. I've talked about this before, that I'll kind of be the more advanced trainer or training person, and Todd will come in and do some of more of the simple things. Some of the exciting things too that are new now with what Todd's done, he's got all these free coins. He tripled free money, tripled the quad. So that's crazy. There wasn't as much of that going on. There was nothing but bad stuff going on 4 or 5 years ago. There was a bunch of scams. Now they just literally are giving you free shit. So,
well, it's just like everything else. I mean, the market had to kind of figure itself out. Obviously, Coinbase has made its way to be, for your average Joe retail investor type person that has a little interest and doesn't know diddly squat about any of it. It's perfect. I made the decision to get in there towards the end of late last year. I don't really even recall why, but what I know for sure is it's not going anywhere. I know that for sure. The same way that the stock market isn't going anywhere. It's just not going anywhere. And, obviously I have a family, and, when you have child or children or any of that stuff, you begin to take inventory of what kind of value you can provide to them. And, if I didn't have any interest in any of the things going on in today's world, I'm diminishing the level of value that I can provide to my child as he grows up. So throughout time, this thing, you just showed that chart with the Bitcoin chart. There's peaks and valleys, and there's the good times and the bad times. It's the same exact thing with the stock market. So, my theory in all of this is if I put my hands on it, then I will, learn something. And, it's the same reason for, starting a podcast or just something like this, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's fun and learning stuff. So this is Coinbase. I actually just signed on last night for the first time on Coinbase Pro just to check it out. I didn't know that it was available to me, but I haven't really put my hands on it in depth, but eventually I will. This is a journey. So this is, I'm just kind of getting in on the path. What we have here is the balance shows $136. I'm going to tell you straight up right now, and with proof, that the majority of this money is free. I deposited only $10 in this account.
Wow.
I deposited only $10, and I find that incredible. And what that basically tells me, and especially with just the research that I've been doing in the past couple days, is it's kind of where you can kind of just put money into something, because look, I didn't put money into any of this, but it looks like you can put a couple bucks here, learn something, and maybe make a couple bucks back. You can see here I don't know how to zoom in here. This might be a little bit weird because I didn't necessarily, there we go. So my start was right here on the 27th. So $0, 27th. This $34 was 100% from Coinbase Earn, which is basically, you learn about certain crypto products and you take a quiz. At this point here, I deposited $10. I deposited $10 into Graph, and I wouldn't be able to tell you. It's called the Graph. The symbol is GRT. I would not be able to tell you why I did that. I think it might have had to do with there was movement or something at the time. I don't know, but that is my input at that point. All of this represents me not doing basically anything. So just from the free stuff. And now I'll show you the free stuff. And I just actually picked up some of this on the 31st, this band protocol. And this is from a referral. So this is $10 on basically, if you refer somebody, you get $10. If you use my referral code, you'll get $10, that kind of deal. Compound, I got this on the 27th. So this was one of the first ones that I basically got for free. And the way that it goes is you get $9. So I got 369 here, and it turned into $32 without me doing anything, with zero input, zero anything. The Graph, this is what I was talking about here. Again, December 27th, $1, $2, $3 of the graph. I made the decision to put in $10 because I never made a deposit. Guess what? They take a 99-cent fee. I wouldn't be able to tell you what the fee schedule is, but if you do a little research, the fees are a little bit higher. For me, I don't mind because I'm not going heavy volume. I'm not doing really too much of any of that. This is just really for me to learn and tinker around with. You can see Maker. Maker, I got 246. Out of here, you know, that's well over 3 times from, again, December 27th. I also, this has been hot today, or this past week, there's been a lot of noise about XLM. So I've got the Stellar Lumens position. Now, this was a test for me to figure out the wallet, because eventually, at some point, I probably would want to get into, you know, having a wallet or something to that effect. I mean, just to put my hands on it and again, to learn more. So we're looking at $2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I sent $1 to the wallet just to test it out. So that was the day that I learned about the wallet, on the 28th, which was the day after. And then, of course, we've got this CELO. We're talking 6, again, doubled without me doing anything. I don't look at it. I don't do anything. And then this is the Bitcoin position. Received it January 6th. This is from a referral, and that was $10 there. So we're looking at very, very small gains. Band Protocol is the one that I had just picked up. This was January 31st, $1, $2, $3. It's already up. And then we're talking this new cipher, which is $1, $2, $3, and it's already up just a little bit. This is that ZRX that you were talking about, and this is that AAVE. It's funny that ZRX is actually and AAVE are right here, and that these were actually on fire today. Yeah. So it makes me think maybe you know what you were talking about where does it lie in the, I think this is all alphabetical though at this point.
Yeah, it's alphabetical. Yeah.
So that's that. I'm pretty excited about getting involved. I want to get involved in an educated way where I'm learning something, and you know, if it goes down or if I get, you know, if I take a little bit of a hit, I want to know why, and I want to think and just kind of go through the process. And I've been learning quite a lot lately. I've been learning quite a lot. I have a lot of different things up my sleeve on how I'm going to do this. And one of the ways that I'm actually going to fund this journey is, you know, behind me, in the business of Lego sales. My idea is I'm going to take a percentage of my monthly sales and dollar cost average it into trading. I think that that's a good way for me to enter, and a good way for me to not get too hot. Because if you can imagine, or you know, if you recall when you were in it, I'm sure you were in there hot. You're spending 8 hours a day. You're sweating it out, and you're going at this and switching tabs and doing this and just getting all into the mix. And I'm that kind of way too, and I know that I am that kind of way. You know that I'm that kind of way too. So my theory is I have a small strategy where it's basically going to be a percentage of my sales. I haven't really figured it out yet, but I already have a month in. So I have something that I have to deposit, and then we just, now that we're in February, you know, I'll have another deposit as well. And what that's going to do too is that's going to make me, A, work harder on the store, and B, stay very, very interested in the market. And, you know, I like that. I think this turned out.
That's great.
I think today turned out great. One thing I want to show you for sure though is the Doge trade was on Robinhood, and I mean it's just, dude, I got to show you something too. This Robinhood right here, it's basically the majority of this is free stock too. So I'm sorry, 50% of this is free stock. I made $100 deposit last night and bought the Doge.
Yeah.
So I bought Doge, but I still have a position. Which is,
well, that would be that would be the easiest way to buy Dogecoin right now. Is it's probably Robinhood. A lot of people don't have BitREX or Binance or things like that. So
again, it's one of these things. I'm an entry level dude. Like I'm not training anybody. I'm not the expert at anything. Like, do not follow my advice. This is just purely for entertainment and also documenting. Like I like the idea of starting at 0 and then getting to 1 and then get from 1 to 2 and just kind of leveling up, because at the end of the day, this entire thing is a game, right? So in order to get
winners and losers,
you gotta take a couple beatings, but do it slow. And that's my whole entire take on it, because over time, when we think about 30 years from now, we don't know. The last 10 years was real exponential from the previous 10 years. I mean, you think about it, 15 years ago, I think we were talking Motorola Razr cell phones or something like that, or like the camera phone just happened, and now we're into all this. The next 10 years, it's going to be even crazier, I think. We're getting into virtual reality. We're getting into so much stuff. And it's just super interesting. Like life right now, we live in the best times, don't we? Like we live in we live in the best times, dude. And even just being able to do this, like this thing that we're doing right now, it's crazy. If you told your grandmother when you were a little kid, like, hey, grandma, I'm going to be talking on the internet to a bunch of people and strangers, she would, she'd think you're a crazy person. You would be in a crazy person place, and that's where this is. I think about it like, I don't know, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy times. Well, I enjoyed it. Yeah, we did. I think it's perfect time. We did about 40 minutes so far. So let's try to do it again tomorrow and fall. I may be on the road. I may be on the hotel. I think I may go to the casino tomorrow.
Oh boy, you got the itch now. We got the itch.
Yeah. Just I opened up an IRA today and another trading account. I closed a couple different accounts, and so I'm trying to free up my time to work. I'll have more time to do the things I enjoy, just play golf and crypto trade on the weekends kind of guy. I don't like to trade the regular stock market like I used to. So I hired someone to do that for me. I'll give it a couple years. So I was excited about that. Yep. So I got to go up to the mountains tomorrow. So hopefully I can stay at Harris Cherokee, and I just want to play some Texas Hold'em. I got to get that itch too.
But I have the itch. I have the itch on Hold'em as well. I mean, I love poker, and
every couple of months, I really like to play. Just sit down for 3 or 4 hours and just get deep into it.
Yeah, get deep into it. Get in the zone. Get in the zone, bro. I got to tell you, this is a good episode. I appreciate you coming on, and I think we have something here. So,
good deal. Well, I appreciate it. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe below. We're getting there.
Baby. All right, man. See ya.
All right, man. Later.